Greetings, humans and fellow fairy creatures. I'm back, and I'm not even sunburned, so that's a win in my book. It's the sunscreen that I had really did. Yeah. I need the highest FPS. First person shooter. I need the highest highest F. Whatever the acronym is. I need the strongest sunscreen that there is because I'm pale and I don't tan. I just freckle and sunburn. SP. Yeah. You know what I mean. Anyway. So, I'm back. I'm back from 70,000 tons of metal. It was really fun. So we're going to talk about that in this stream today. No gaming today. That's for Tuesday. Tuesday we're playing Mortai the Tasmanian Tiger. I'm finally back, but I'm still kind of tired. I'm not jet lagged. You know, it annoys me when people say that they're jet lagged when they're not jet lagged. They're just tired, like general tired from traveling. They'll come from like they'll come from like New York to like Chicago. Like they'll only be like 1 hour behind. Like 1 hour's difference, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so jet lagged." I'm like, "You're not jet lagged. Jet lagged is when you're like you come from a place that has a drastically different time zone, then whoop, you fell off." That's when yeah. So now you all know I'm a phony elf. You know, jet lag is when you come from a place that has a drastically different time zone than you're used to. It's not just simply, oh, I was on a plane for an hour and now I'm tired, boo-hoo. Anyway, that's just my little pet peeve. So, hello, Catherine. Hello, Neri. Hello, Devin. Glad you all can make it. I'm JJ the jet plane, which is worse. JJ the jet plane was... that was quite a show. I feel like they were trying to go for Thomas the Tank Engine, but with planes instead. But Thomas the Tank Engine, they didn't make their mouths move. Like, they would change their facial expressions and like move their eyes, but that was about it. And even then, that was kind of uncanny as it is. But JJ the jet plane, that was a weird show because like, I don't know, it's human faces on planes. It's wrong. Oh god, was that the helicopter, or was it the airplane that had like the propeller on his nose that would say that? Hey Ad, welcome in. But yeah, that was a cursed show. And then there was like, so it's a bunch of these like CGI cartoon airplanes with human faces, and then there was the one person who was like an actual human being, and her name was Brenda, which is funny because I have a sister named Brenda. Yeah. But yeah, like Thomas the Tank Engine, like you said, it looked like toys. So like, you could at least feel like you're just like, okay, this isn't like, they're not trying to be real. This is just like, you know, some little boy playing with this train set, trying to make sure that the ear doesn't fall off again. But yeah, forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, so a couple things on the agenda today. First 10 minutes or so, we're gonna just, you know, hang out, talk, see what you guys have been up to before I tell you what I've been up to for you with my little a video that I put together. Originally, I was planning on just taking all the videos from my phone and then dumping them into OpenShot Video Editor, and like in no particular order, just putting them in there, taking away the sound, and then talking over the video. Just kind of have it like a just like a background sort of thing. But I decided to put some music in it, some video game music. Well, most of it's video game music, just to kind of avoid getting in trouble with Twitch copyright. But with my luck, I'm probably going to get in trouble anyway. But that's for Waiter Henry to worry about. And it makes an interesting game for us. We get to find out after the stream ends how many of the songs in this video and in this stream are going to get muted by Twitch. And so anyway, how have you guys been? It's been about it's been a week and a half. Whenever I go at least a week without streaming, I come back to it and I feel like I'm kind of out of the groove. So, making mac and cheese for the millionth time. But this time I made it with linguine and kielbasa and broccoli. Why would Twitch not like it? Well, some songs, some music or audio clips are copyrighted, and if it's copyrighted, Twitch will just mute that part of the VOD. I've never actually gotten a copyright strike. I think they reserve those for people who are like actually going out of their way to like they're not even being careful about it. Like those types of reaction streamers who just watch YouTube videos and they're just like, they don't even really add any reaction or commentary. They're just like, and then they just drool in front of the camera, and then the video's over. Or like the people who, stream whole movies or TV shows on Twitch. Still recovering from sickness, but a lot better than I was on the anniversary event. That's good. Yeah, it's just there's something going around. Yeah, so sometimes I get confused too between Devin and Ad, because you guys are both purple and you both start with an A. That's your username anyway. I have to remember that Devin's is lowercase a and Ad is uppercase A. The usual weekend of chilling and playing D&D. No. Because Twitch, there's plenty of categories that are non-video games. There's like IRL, there's what I have right now, which is travel and outdoors. Then of course there's a hot tub stream. Maybe one day I should do a hot tub stream. Of course I don't have a hot tub, so I have to find one. Had the worst sinus infection last week. I'm also gonna find out how many songs in the VOD when I upload this to YouTube, YouTube will take issue with. Perfectly camouflaged. I was still bleeding every so often from it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Anyway. So I think what I'm gonna do, hot tub stream, aka hot water in bathtub stream. Yeah. Of course, I will not be naked. I'll just put on a swimsuit. I'll get in the bathtub, and to make bubbles, I'll just fart non-stop. Anyway, so to start off the stream, I'm gonna show you a video that I put together. It's about 30 minutes long. I'll probably not make as much commentary during the video. You guys are plenty welcome to, though. And I'll save the talking for the photos that I'll show you. Can you make a redemption where I can throw a beach ball at you as hard as I can? Well, I need a beach ball first. Or do you have a beach ball? Maybe I should make a redemption where it's like, get enough plague points, plague germs, and I will find a hot tub and do a hot tub stream for you guys. You can get one. Good. Right. the video. Alright, sorry, I forgot to turn my mic back on. And that is it for the video anyway, so I'm gonna show you the photos now. Just get back to my display. And yeah, I didn't really talk at all during the video because I wanted to let you guys immerse yourself. But, display. There we go. So yeah, this is let's just start from the beginning. This is when I first got to Miami. It's been a long time since I've seen palm trees. I've been to Florida before, and I've been to California, and I've been to places that like have palm trees and everything. But it's been over a decade. I think the last time I was in Florida, that was when I was 16, so that was almost 15 years ago. So I don't know, it's one of those things where it's just like it's for someone that lives there, you probably never think about it, but you know, I'm sure that oh wait, I'm gonna put on some music. Wait, hang on a second. Forgot. iTunes is stupid. And 1 second. I gotta put relaunch iTunes. iTunes is really dumb because it there we go. If you open it up, it doesn't if you plug in like a different audio device, it doesn't automatically update it. Also, I must have gotten really loud. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit. Did not plan for that. Okay, there we go. I saw a lizard. Hang on. Why is my microphone so goddamn loud? Turn the gain down, I guess. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. I open up iTunes and then everything goes to shit. Also, hey Mila. Okay, I think we have it at a reasonable volume now. So that's a lizard, and it reminded me of the story that Devin told me about when he went to Florida with his dad. Devin, do you want to tell the story, or should I tell it, or do you want to just not tell it, not have it told? In the meantime, we can admire this lizard. We tell it's easier. Okay, so after Devin graduated, was it culinary school after you graduated? I know it was like after college or culinary school, whatever. Your dad took you down to Universal Studios Orlando as like a graduation present. Also, there's an ad coming up. And I'm out of snoozes. I just snooze them all. I had to snooze all the ads when playing the video. But I'll tell the story as quick as I can. So they went to Universal Studios Orlando, and his dad saw a lizard, and so I don't know if he picked it up, but he saw it, and he went up to some random kid, and he's just like, "Hey, look at this lizard!" And Devin's just like, "Dad, don't do that. You're gonna." It looks weird. It's just a bunch of like just two grown men coming up to like a random child at an amusement park. They're gonna think we're weird. Well, he just pointed at it. But the point is, he just went up to some random kid that he didn't know, and Devin was worried that, you know, people were gonna think that they're driving windowless white vans and luring kids in with candy. That's you, but with birds. We don't really have lizards here as far as I know. Yeah, I don't think we do either. I think salamanders, yes. But Devin's dad is funny. wild lizards here. Well, obviously, I mean the pet lizards. There's a bar and restaurant near my grandma's house that has a lizard in the name, and they have a pet iguana, I think it is. It's like a big lizard. It's just in an enclosure and like in a tank when you first come in, and most of the time he's just chilling in the under the heat lamp. If you have snakes, I've caught them. Yeah, I see the ad. I saw a garter snake once. I think that's a garter snake. It's like a tiny little green snake. We were at a park and we were walking through some tall grass and I saw it and I freaked out. But like, I think my mom told me like, oh, it's just a harmless garter snake. It's not gonna bite you. I feel like all the dangerous, venomous creatures are in the desert. They gotta be pretty hardened and tough to be able to survive those conditions. Anyway, so I flew in by myself, but my friends who I was traveling with that you probably saw many times throughout the video, Eddie, Ozzy, and Julian, they drove down to Florida. So I met up with them at the hotel, and then we went for Cuban food. We went to this place called Versailles, which is right across the street from La Carreta, which is, La Carreta is, I believe that's the, I'm not sure if that's the exact restaurant that Gabriel Iglesias went to, but Gabriel Iglesias, in one of his stand-up routines, he told the story about, when he was in Miami, and, he went for Cuban food at this place called La Carreta, and, he tried some Cuban coffee, and they bring it out in, like, a little shot glass, because it's a very concentrated coffee. And he thought at first that they were making fun of him because he's like a big guy, and it's like, oh yeah, haha, give the big guy a little cup of coffee. So he told the waiter, like, give me like an actual like cup of coffee. I don't want this tiny little shit. So the waiter like comes back out with a bowl of Cuban coffee, and like once he takes a sip out of it, like he can feel his insides about to explode. But anyway, going back to Versailles, which is where we went, we didn't go to La Carreta. It was pretty good. I had some oxtail, a pina colada, and that right there are some fried plantains, and obviously that's rice. You all know what rice is. We have rattlesnakes and copperheads in New England, not very common to find them. But yeah, so interesting thing about, this restaurant. So at the end, when we're the waiter is giving us our checks, he's about to hand me my check, and then he just kind of like stares off like at another table that's like kind of adjacent to us, and then he just like sets down my check and then like dashes over there, and then I'm like, what's going on? And so I guess the waiter had put down the wrong plates, and it's the wrong people, and so the waiter just like dashed right over there and like switched them around. I'm just like, why'd you do that? Now that's a man who takes his job seriously. I don't know why that was so funny. He's just like, he just like locked in on that table, and he's just like, and then he just marched over, and then. And outside the hotel, there was this little kitty that was taking a nap. Excuse me, taking a nap, and I saw one of its ears was kind of clipped off, and at first I thought that I wasn't sure if it like had gotten that way in a fight or what. Batsutosai, one of my friends, told me that if the ear looks like it's like a clean cut, then it's likely that they neutered the cat and then clipped its ear to like indicate that it's neutered and released it back into the wild. But if the ear is kind of like janky and like jaggedy, then it probably lost its ear in a fight. And I didn't really remember like what the cat's ear looked like, but then I went back and it turns out the cat's ear is kind of like jaggedy, so it probably lost it in the fight. But I think that cat is homeless. I saw that homeless and old, because when you pet his fur, he just kind of has that like kind of coarse fur that like is typical of senior animals. And he slept a lot too. He just kind of hung out in the garden area of that hotel. He was even there after we got back from the cruise, which is kind of interesting. So I think he just kind of lives there. He's the garden kitty. Why would they clip their ear off? Well, they don't clip the whole ear off. It's like they just clip off like the little corner, just to kind of indicate that they've been snipped both up here and down there. Or like give it a tag. Maybe it did have a tag, but it fell off. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe like a tag would be a snagging hazard. But anyway, yeah, there's before we left to get on the shuttle that took us to the port, there's like a bunch of metalheads that were gathering around the cat. That was like right before the cat, right after the cat got up and left. Everyone was amused by that cat. So that's me, Julian. So me, Julian, and Eddie, and then Ozzy was already on the boat at that point. Academia has a tattoo. Where's her tattoo? Is it a tramp stamp? like the Colossus. That's just the shuttle that we took. So this is so I've been on boats before, but I've never been on a cruise ship, and it's quite different than going on it's quite different than going on just like a ferry or like a fishing boat or like a motorboat or whatever. Because this area right here is like a full-on like security checkpoint. Like, I don't know if you can see in the background, there's like you know, metal detectors, and your stuff has to go through a scanner and everything. Which, I mean, it makes sense because you're going to a different country. And out there you can see the ship and the gangway. I've been through. Actually, I think it was like proper TSA. Yeah, it was TSA, because like even when we came back from the cruise, it was like TSA and Border and Customs that we went through. Honor bell, and it's hidden under fur. Gotcha. Okay, so this is kind of funny. So the name of the cruise is 70,000 tons of metal. See, my hat, 70000. 70,000 tons of metal. 70000. And all of our crew shirts said that, but the security who had a different type of shirt, I guess there was some sort of typo on their t-shirt and it says 7,000 tons of metal. I guess they didn't want to pay for the extra 63,000 tons. They're traveling light. There's the cake. They got the cake right. They got everything right except for the security t-shirts. And that guy, I'll tell you, that cake was damn good. Frosting was so fluffy. And anyway, that's my stateroom. So these are two twin-size beds, but you can move them. You can move these nightstands out of the way and then push the beds together to make a king-size room. But I was sharing this room with Julian, and I don't like him like that, so we just kept the beds separate. So that's the other side of the stateroom. There's a little, I think that's a pull-out couch, I'm not sure, I never pulled it out. And like, right in here, there's a doorknob, there's a tub, no, not tub, there's a shower, a toilet, and a sink, and then a closet area. In fact, I think the next thing is, yeah, it's a video. So this is sort of a 360 view of the room. Alright, take care, Ed. Have fun wherever you're going. One thing I didn't like was the light switch for the bathroom was on the outside. And it was by the hinges of the door, not the door handle. And I always forget to turn the light on before I go in. Just a little bathroom there. Hot tub. The hot tub was stuck out. It was sort of like protruding out from the rest of the ship. So you got to, like, look down and see the water. That's Miami Beach back there. And I just thought this was funny. Sail the Virgin Way. You're not gonna have any hanky-panky on that ship. I think that was, that wasn't the ship that we were on. We were on Royal Caribbean. That was Virgin. Oops. So yeah, that's just the port of Miami that we left out of. So I was there for a reason. Like that was to build a stage. So they had other stages, but they were already inside of like theaters that already existed in the cruise ship. But this stage on the pool deck they had to build, and I was part of that crew that built it. This is where we're putting up the trusses. And, it wasn't too bad. It was a 10-hour shift, but you know, all it is manual labor. You don't have to deal with customers or anyone yelling at you, really. So I'll take it. So that's what the stage looked like after it was all done and put up. We did that. We put that together. That's the side of the stage. Stage right. You can see the ocean out there. And there's a full-on casino in there. They've got like a casino, they got restaurants, they got stores. This is one of the theaters. This is the Royal Theater that you know, already has a stage, so we didn't have to do anything to build it. So this is kind of interesting. So if you see these little signs that say like B21, B19, and so on, B37, and so on and so forth. So there's when you get on the ship, there's a muster number, and basically before you set sail, you have to report to the certain area. So like if it says B21, you have to come right at this like area right here. Mine was like A something, A1, so I was inside of like a theater. And so you have to go through this like safety briefing where like they basically tell you that like if there's an emergency where we have to evacuate, they will blow the horn like 7 times and then 1 long time, and then you have to come to your designated spot that you know you're at right now. And so that's where they have all the giant lifeboats and stuff. So it's kind of interesting how all that stuff goes. So that's the pool deck again. That's the pool deck stage, and they have like the full-on hot tub. There's actually a hot tub like back there, and people, like just regular people, are allowed to go into it. It's a very casual sort of thing, because well, I don't know, maybe they do have a green room, but the performers will just be like out walking around and like enjoying the cruise with everybody else, like the peasants. So they're not some like, you know, in some secret area. No one's getting out if you're on a door. Yeah, right. I don't know, I just thought this picture was funny because I was taking a picture of my pina colada, but it was out of focus, and it just focuses on the... You can't really see it right now. Let's see. Yeah. Eddie's face, just looking completely in bliss. Need to fix this. To adjust the... Yeah, well, whatever. It is what it is. So for food options, they had this dining area that had like, it was kind of a buffet style, and it was open pretty much all the time. But from 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. they had an actual sit-down restaurant where like waiters take your order and stuff, and you can get a starter, an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. And it's all free, so you get one of those each night. So yeah, that was a really good steak. I got it medium rare, but it was definitely just straight up rare. And those are the the big yellow doors that we would have to float on if the boat were to sink. And up there, that little tower thing or whatever that's sticking out, that's the hot tub that I told you about that just kind of protrudes from the rest of the ship. This is obviously a panorama. The ship isn't actually warped like that, but this was when we got off the boat in Puerto Plata. Let's see, you saw how big it is. There's like a full-on water park up there. This area right here is the Windjammer, which is the buffet type place area where you can get food whenever. And first look in Dominican Republic. So when we first got off the boat, we were like kind of dumped off in this resort area, and it was like a literal tourist trap. Like there were walls that were separating this area from the rest of the city, and if you wanted to, you're free to leave anytime you wanted, but you were also going to get like ambushed by like 5 different guys in polo shirts saying like oh like you don't want to go in there, you don't want to go to the city, you gotta go back in there, it's nicer in there, you don't want to go see this dumpy city. But we went and saw it anyway. It was just like weird. Like as soon as we come out, like we're just like swarmed by these guys who are just like, no, go back in there. The city sucks. It's dirty. You can see the cruise ship from there. There's a bunch of shops and things. NPC is telling you you can't go someplace in a video game, except they weren't actually like physically stopping us. They were just kind of like trying to dissuade us. Yeah, that's the big-ass cruise ship from the side. And I didn't go on the cruise last year, but last year they went to Bimini, Bahamas, and my friend said that it's a lot flatter, and there's not as much of, like, a city. Like, it's more resort-like. So, but Dominican Republic, it's a lot bigger of an island. Yeah, it's like a full-on city, and it's much more hilly and mountainous, and there's this big they've got cable cars that will take you up here, and at first I thought this thing was a pylon from the cable cars, but I guess it's some sort of like Jesus statue similar to Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. This is some pictures of the city, and I showed you in the video the traffic lights that count down. Like, that's really cool. I wish we had that here. But instead we just have the crosswalks that will count down. And again, like, not all of them do that. To be fair, not all of the traffic lights in the city did that, but, you know, a few of them closer to the resort did. So, like, see those guys over there in the shirts, the yellow shirts? Those were the ones who, like, just kind of, like, kind of swarmed us, and were just like, no, you don't want to go out there. Because, like, that wall right there is what separates the resort area from the rest of the city. So it's like, you come out this way, you go up these stairs, and they're just like, no, go back in there. It's the Dominican Republic city is fine. Well, I mean, relatively, Dominican Republic is like not that bad. It's pretty safe. It's not like Haiti where, you know, the government has collapsed and it's run by gangs, basically. Like, they actually have a functioning government and stuff. Like, and obviously there's gonna be crime, as there is anywhere in the world. You know, you got robberies and burglars and stuff like that. But I mean, that pretty much goes for any touristy area, or just any city in general. I mean, people like to, you know, act like Chicago is this big, scary war zone of a city, but it's like, just people who have never left their cul-de-sac. So this is when we were starting to walk. There's some pictures of the city. cars. We were walking along the like the shore drive. Wow, I don't know what it was called, but it was like basically the shoreline road. And there was sort of a beach area, but there was a lot of trash, and so it wasn't really ideal to go swimming. But I think if we had walked just a little bit further, there was like an actual sandy beach, and I think it's like a little more cleaned up over there. But we did go to this, we stopped and, you know, took pictures in this kind of beachy area, even if there was trash on the ground. It's a pretty cool old car that we saw. But yeah, again, I hadn't been to Bimini, so I'm not able to really compare the two. But my friends said that like when they went last year, it's a lot different than Dominican Republic. Because, you know, like there's like, you know, just people's houses. This is like a dental clinic right here. That red building is a fire station. There's little chickens. I think oh yeah, there's a cat back there. Chickens and a cat. And there were a lot of buildings. Unfortunately, I didn't get too many pictures of the murals, but a lot of the buildings had these really detailed and vibrant murals. And Ozzy was kind of surprised because she's like, you know, these, you know, it's a very sunny place, and as you know, paint, like, you know, after being exposed to the sunlight, the paint can fade and whatever. So she was wondering how these murals can stay so vibrant, despite the fact that it's like, you know, so sunny and, you know, it's exposed to the elements, you know, rain and all that. So I don't know if they just have to keep on retouching them every couple of months or so, or maybe they just use a paint that's very resistant to sun bleaching. Probably touch it up frequently. Probably. Just some of the more like old-looking buildings. So this area was a church. That was the church that you saw in the video. And this square area, excuse me, was there were a lot of guys, like, I don't know, you could probably see them in the green shirts. They said that they worked for, like, I guess the like government, like, travel or tourism bureau or something, and they kept on like wanting to like take us places and stuff. But Azali was like kind of skeptical, because, well, she's just like, well, they're saying that they'll take us there for free, but like, what do they get out of it? Like, she was kind of concerned that, you know, this was going to be some sort of like bait and switch thing where it's just like they say like, oh, well, we'll take you here, and then we get there and they're like, okay, we'll pay up. But I don't know, maybe they were like official like government people, but, you know, we're ignorant, oblivious tourists who were only spending like 3 hours, 4 hours, and maybe 5 hours in this place, so we're not exactly experts, and we didn't want to like be in a situation where we like, you know, had to like owe somebody money. And behind me, you can't see it, but there was a little grocery store that we went into, and I was kind of nervous about buying stuff because obviously they use a different currency than the US, but I did read somewhere that even though they use different money, they do accept American money, and they did. I bought like a coconut water. It was like $2. And there's this one guy who bought like, he came out of the grocery store or the convenience store with like 5 bottles of beer like in his hands, and he's just like, $5. It was just all $5. So like the monks who put bracelets on your wrist and then want you to pay. Yeah, exactly. Probably a scam. I think actual travel agencies don't accost you in the street. Yeah, and like that's the thing too. Like maybe like we don't know if they were legit or if they were official people, but we're just kind of like, no, thank you. We'll find our way on our own. So, you know, we had no way of knowing for sure. Sure as if. Yeah, it's some more like pretty historic buildings and stuff, and the flag. That's on top of that little gazebo thing. I don't really know what it was, but that's in that square where the church is. Lots of pigeons. This guy was like, feeding them. But yeah, up there. Oops. Whoop, there we go. That's the little gazebo thing that I was standing on. You can see the flag in the background. And just more city pictures. It's really pretty little walkway with the umbrellas. Doggies. I'm a simple man. I see a dog and I take a picture of it. And I see two dogs and I take two pictures. Well, we thought this was kind of funny. Dominican Walmart with two L's. It was nothing like Walmart. Not enough weird people were dressed down. Excuse me. So in some of the more touristy areas, they have things in both American dollars and Dominican pesos. So you see like hamburger. They have it both in English and in Spanish. Like a hamburger, $6 US, 300 pesos. And we were about to go to this restaurant, but my friends were kind of like cheesed off that the prices were so high, so they wanted to go somewhere that was like less tourist priced, I guess. And also they were mad that they didn't have empanadas. This was one place that we were thinking of going to, but they weren't serving food at that time. They were only serving drinks. $400. Well, no, I mean, it's kind of like in Japan where it's just like, you know, 100 yen seems like a lot of money, but it's really only like $1 in like US money. But we did go to this one place that was more like locally priced as opposed to like touristy priced. And I ended up getting, what did I get? Oh, I got like barbecue wings. And they offered us this, it's a nice little spiced rum. I forgot what it was called, but it was kind of fruity. It's Amawana. But it was good. It's rum, and it has like, you can see, I think that's like cinnamon or something. There's like some sort of spiced stuff in there, and it was good. And they gave it to us for free. Like they let us each have a shot. Those are my barbecue wings. That's Presidente, which is a beer that you see a lot in Dominican Republic. And there's the Dasani water bottle, which is different. Looks different than the ones that I'm used to. Also, the fries tasted different. They were potato fries, but they tasted slightly sweeter. Just like a tinge, like just a slight tinge of like sweet than like American French fries. Welcome back, Ed. I'm showing you guys the food. And Osley got some sort of like tortilla chips, like bowl thing. I guess she didn't really like it too much, but my barbecue wings were good. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm drinking too much. So this is this is the picture from the thumbnail and one that I posted on social media. As you can probably tell, this one is actually a little bit different than the one that I posted because it's darker and there are people in there. I just used the object eraser on my phone to delete the people. And actually, if I recall correctly, I think, yeah, those guys in the shirts are like more of those people who are just like, no, don't go Don't go into the city. But that's right outside the resort area. Hang on a second. I just want... Okay, this is gonna get me another copyright strike or whatever. But we got back into the resort and of course they're listening to Rammstein. Du Hast of all things. Getting the real Dominican experience there. Nine. Yeah, go back to the music. Oh, so this is interesting. In the resort, this was actually in the duty-free store. That's right before you get on the ship. This is tester. This is rum. They had testers of the rum, which is kind of funny. This is in Argentina. Yeah, a little too German. Anyway, and I thought it was just kind of interesting because I mean, like you go into a department store and they've got tester like cosmetics and like perfumes and colognes and stuff like that, but in Dominican Republic they have tester rum. Like you can just taste the rum. They don't even give a shit if you're... I mean, I don't even know if there's like a drinking age. I think they're like a lot more lax about it. Let's look it up. Dominican Republic drinking age. Drinking age is 18. I guess they assume like if you're old enough to be on the cruise ship, then I guess you're old enough to taste the tester rum. And that's an old fort. I think it might be from like the 1700s. I'm not too sure. Kind of bummed that we didn't get a chance to go in it. But, it's kind of cool. Again, me next to the big ass cruise ship, Tino Bay. Or if it's cropped out. It's Eden Bridge. Okay, so there's a rule. When you're on a ship, you at some point must go to the front and do the I'm the king of the world thing from Titanic. That's not actually a rule, I just made that up. But, gotta make sure that the entire Caribbean Sea can see my nipples. Of course, there's the people that we saw with the propeller hats. And you can see they're signed. I guess they got their favorite band members to sign them. And so we got back to Miami, and I think we ended up getting there like around 10 a.m. And my flight wasn't until about 5 p.m. And which means I need to be at the airport by 3. So we had some time to go to Miami Beach and go for a swim. So this is a nice little experience. And I got Cuban coffee while I was there. It really is as tiny as I was expecting. It wasn't as bitter as I thought it would be, though. But I felt like that meme of that picture of Shaquille O'Neal holding the normal-sized water bottle, and he's just like pinching it like that. He's so big. Yeah, the Cuban coffee, I was expecting it to be a lot more bitter and strong. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe they watered it down for my gringo motherfucker ass, but it was actually kind of sweet and not as heavy as I thought it was going to be, but it was still good. And the day that we got back to Miami, it was February 2nd, Groundhog Day, which reminds me of that clip or that quote from Groundhog Day with the radio broadcast where it's just like, "It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach? Not likely." And I'm just like, I will never have another experience or another chance to do this probably in my whole life. So I had to go up to this thing that shows you the day, the temperature, and the fact that you're in Miami Beach when it's February 2nd and 75 degrees outside. So Cuban coffee has sugar in it, so it would be sweet. Oh, okay. I mean, it still wasn't as bitter as I was expecting it to be, or like, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was gonna shit my pants. But then again, I had coffee pretty much every day when I was on the cruise ship. But again, that was just drip coffee. I don't know, maybe Gabriel Iglesias is just a pussy, and he can't handle coffee. But, yeah. So speaking of Miami, or, Miami Beach and Groundhog Day, we're starting a new theme for movie night this month, and it is Flashback February. And to start off the month, we're watching Groundhog Day, which starts tomorrow, 7 p.m. at the usual movie time, 7 p.m. Central Time. So I think that wraps up our little vacation recap. I know it's a slightly shorter stream than I usually do, but it is kind of off the cuff, and I have only so many things I can say about it. I showed you the video, I showed you the photos, I've made you suffer long enough. So, I think for right now, I just, can call it here. I appreciate you all coming here and, sitting through my little spiel. And I'll try to polish up that video and upload the raw one to YouTube. You know, copyright issues pending. I think with that, I'm going to end the stream here, and I will see you all tomorrow for Groundhog Day, and then Tuesday for Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Take care, humans and fellow fairy creatures. I will see you next time.